Gumi has promised to help us fight insecurity. Nigerian government. The Nigerian government says popular Islamic holder Sheikh Ahmad Gumi has promised to help it tackle security challenges in the country. National Security Advisor to the President Babagana Monguno made this revelation while speaking on Thursday at a State House briefing in Aso Villa, Abuja. According to Monguno, he has met with Gumi and the government is waiting to see how the cleric would help in the fight against insecurity. He said Sheikh Gumi is doing what he's doing because he believes in what he's doing. How does this even make sense? He's a Nigerian and under the constitution he can talk to anybody, he can deal with anybody. So under the constitution, a sheikh, I don't think, is a proper title or rank for somebody, and that doesn't mean that because... Okay, then basically from this statement, you're basically saying that essentially Nigerians who, because they're under the law and they're Nigerians, they can talk to anybody. Therefore, you're saying they can put the laws into their hands. That's what you're saying. Because obviously the law does not apply in this situation. I met with him when I went with the service chiefs to Kaduna. We spoke generally during the meeting and he resolved to help the government. We are waiting for him. That's all I can say. Are you joking? This man negotiates with bandits and that's the person you're asking help from. Our country is backwards and we cannot be surprised. Monguno said the government is not averse to holding talks with bandits, but it cannot negotiate with people who are unreliable. While government is not averse to talking with these entities, it also has to fully apply its weight. You can't negotiate with people who are unreliable and will continue to hurt society. We will apply the full weight of the government to deal with these criminals. These are not people looking for anything that is genuine or legitimate. They are just out to take calculated measures to inflict pain and violence on innocent people. We must deal with them the way they need to be dealt with. We will fully assert the government's will, he said. The NSA also said President Buhari has directed mercenaries must not be engaged in fighting insecurity in the country. There have been calls by the governors of the Northeast for the Nigerian government to engage in mercenaries, but Monguno has said Nigeria has all the resources needed to fight, but it has been underutilized and also misallocated because, again, it is so obvious that these funds and resources are allocated to their accounts. Somebody says how Buhari fights insecurity as how Gumi does not have any troops under him. Anyway, he talked to his following terrorists to lay down their arms. Are we surprised? Are we surprised? Even the terrorists themselves have come out to say we were cheated. The government, the negotiation has some loophole. It has some gaps. Things do not match. And these people have come to say the price that they said they pay for the ransom of kidnapped kids, what they told you is not what they gave us, and it is a huge number. They gave out a number, almost what, a 700 million naira difference. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. Somebody says Gumi has promised to help you fight the terrorists and you are jumping up and down. What a shame. It is very true. Very, very true. And it makes you question, so who's actually leading Nigeria? Who are the powers that be? Because honestly, we don't know who it is. And it seems as though the power that we see, or the power that we believe to be the power, they don't know what they're doing. And it seems like they also have someone or something they're answering to. We need to ask these questions. Again, I'm saying it, Nigeria needs to disintegrate. We need to be honest with ourselves. We can have some type of deal. We just need to separate. But for us to separate, we need to know the circumstances and clauses and laws as to how we got our independence in the first place. What were the terms and the conditions? But yes, it is very, very shameful. Very, very shameful that the government is so happy. They're jumping up and down. They are jumping up and down because this man who is very inefficient, who has no title under the law, because he's as basic as any other average Nigerian, but of course he's cashing out, he's a pawn, he's a puppet that they're using to do whatever it is for whatever aim that they have. And basically this is a tactic to sort of aggravate Nigerians to talk, and again, as I've said, place them in that cycle of talking, getting tired, doing nothing, and it happens again. that cycle just continues. And of course, it's very, very sad, but it is what it is. We're in a country that is very toxic. It gaslights its citizens. The citizens also have their issues. Everybody has their issues. But when the citizens are being targeted, especially with their weak points when it comes to, disunity and how we are very divided, they will put in tactics and, divisive tactics to distract us, especially when they are at fault, especially when the people are becoming aware. Not just aware in terms of like details or whatever, but aware of the fact that the country they live in is not suitable for them, and they are aware that they have power and they can order for change. And so when they realize that, they put in divisive tactics, and of course they understand the people. Again, as I've said, the people, the government is a reflection of the people. And so when the people know, or when the government knows what the people are like, putting these tactics to distract them will be easy. It will be easy every single time. Why? Because they've fallen for it. You see, these politicians, they are very, very experienced when it comes to corruption and oppression. They have adapted and are versatile with the times, and they know. They're not saying they're versatile with the times in terms of the knowledge, but the application of it is absolutely very, very bad. But again, because they're so focused on corruption and oppression, they literally just expose themselves in that light. And of course, we're thankful that that is happening, because we have something to use against them. We as Nigerians need to realize that only we can help ourselves. All these international bodies, they are there to cash out, because you cannot tell me that anything in this world is neutral and unowned. Someone owns something. There's always something connected to something. There's always an ulterior motive behind an ulterior motive. We have got to understand that the emancipation of Nigeria or of ourselves is in our own hands, and we have to break out of a cycle of being enablers of our own downfall. It can't happen. It can't continue. It's absolutely sad, but this is where we are. Somebody says, Minister of Terrorism and Banditry wants to help kill his workers. You must be joking. Zoo is really in one almighty mess. Sad, but it's where we live. And I think, saying things like this, because we know this government is a joke, we can't afford to get our emotions and our feelings involved, because again, we have got to study them. I think Nigerians have not gone to a place where we wanna overtake, or we wanna sort of understand the government. We want to overthrow them. Basically, we don't want them there. But the thing is, these people know us. They know our behavioral patterns, and they've done that for years, and we've always fallen for it, and it has always been working, especially when it comes to oppressing us in our minds, in our speech, in every other way. But then again, as Nigerians, if we really want to take charge of this country, we need to know this politics like at the back of our hands. As in, we can spit out facts from the country's inception to date in terms of knowing who is accountable for what, who is controlling what, who is training what, and who is training who to do certain things. And yes, we've got to take it in our own hands. It is embarrassing that Sheikh Gumi, of all people, again, are we surprised? This is Nigeria. We cannot afford to get our emotions and feelings involved. It just is what it is. Put what you think about it in the comment section below. Do not forget to like and subscribe.